out some noble creature in her dashed all to pieces. Oh, the cry did knock against my very heart. Poor souls, they perished. Had I been any god of power, I would have sunk the sea into the earth, or ere it should the good ship so have swallowed, and the frauding souls within her.
Be collected! No more amazement. Tell your piteous heart there's no harm done. No harm. I've done nothing but in care of thee, my dear one, of thee, my daughter, who art ignorant of what thou art, not knowing of whence I am, nor that I am more better than Prospero, master of a full poor cell, and thy no greater father.
More to know did never meddle with my thoughts.
'Tis time I should inform thee farther. Come, lend thy hand and pluck my magic garment from me. Oh, well am my art. Wipe thou thine eye. Have comfort. The direful spectacle of the wreck, which touched the very virtue of compassion in me. I have with such provision of my art so safely stowed that there is not a soul, no, not so much perdition as a hair betide to any creature which thou art scry, which thou sawest sink. Sit down. I must inform thee farther.
You have often begun to tell me what I am, but stopped, and left me to a bootless inquisition, concluding stay, not yet.
The hour is now come, the very minute bids thee ope thine ear. Obey and be attentive. Canst thou remember a time before we came unto this cell? I don't think thou canst, I was not out, but 6 years old.
Certainly, sir, I can. 'Tis far off, and rather like a dream than an assurance that my remembrance warrants. Had I not 4 or 5 women once that tended me?
Thou hadst, and more. What else can thou see in the dark backward and abyssum of time? 12 years since, Miranda. 12 years since thy father was the Duke of Milan and a prince of power, and thy mother was a piece of virtue. And she said thou wast my daughter. And thy father was the Duke of Milan, and thou his only heir, and a princess no worse issued.
Oh, the heavens! What foul play had we that we came from thence, or blessed was we did?
Both, my girl, by foul play, as thou sayest, were we heaved thence, but blessedly helped hither. My brother, thy uncle, pray you mark me, that a brother should be so perfidious, called Antonio, of whom next thyself of all the world I loved, and to him put the manage of my state, and I, Prospero, the prime duke, being so reputed in dignity, and in the liberal arts without a parallel, those being all my study. To my state I cast upon my brother, and to this state grew stranger, transported and wrapped in secret studies. Thy false uncle, must thou attend me?
Sir, most heedfully.
Being once perfected of how to grant suits, how to deny them, who to advance, who to trash for overtopping, new created the creatures that were mine, or changed them, or new formed them. Having both the key of officer and the office, set all the hearts in the dukedom to what tune pleased his ear. But now he was the ivy that hid my princely trunk, and sucked my verdure out on it. Thou canst not.
Good sir, I do.
Mark the condition and the event, then tell me if this be a brother. Me, poor man, my library was dukedom large enough. Of temporal royalties he thinks me now incapable. Confederate, the king of Naples, being to me an enemy inveterate, hearkens his suit, which was that he should presently extirpate me and mine out of the dukedom, and confer fair Milan with all of its honors upon my brother. Thereon, treacherous army levied. One midnight did Antonio, fated to the purpose, ope the gates of Milan in the dead of darkness, the ministers for this purpose, hurried thence me and my crying self.
Wherefore did they not that hour destroy us?
Well demanded, my girl, my tale provoked such a question. Dear, they durst not. So dear the love my people bore me, nor set a mark so bloody on the business, but with fairer colors painted their foul end. In few, they heard us aboard a bark, bore us some leagues to sea, where they had prepared a rotten carcass of a boat, not rig, nor mast, no sail, nor tackle. The very rats instinctively had quitted. There they hoisted us, to cry to the sea that roared back at us, to sigh to the winds that in sighing back again did us but loving wrong.
Alack, what trouble was I to you then?
No, a cherubim thou wast that did preserve me. Thou didst smile, infused with a fortitude from heaven, when I decked the sea with full salt drops which raised in me an undergoing stomach, to bear up against what would ensue.
How came we ashore?
By providence divine. Some food we had and some fresh water given us by a Neapolitan named Gonzalo, who out of his charity had given us rich linen, stuffs, necessaries, which since have steadied much. And of his kindness, knowing that I loved my books, he provided me with volumes of mine own library, which I prized above my duty. And here, on this isle, we landed. And here have I, thy schoolmaster, proved thee more prophet than other princesses with more hours for vainer activities, and tutors not so careful.
Heaven thank you for it. And now, I pray you, sir, for still 'tis beating on my mind your reason for raising the sea storm?
No, thus far forth, by accident, most strange, bountiful fortune, now my lady hath brought all mine enemies to this shore, and I do find by my prescience that my zenith depends upon a most auspicious star, which if I could not but omit, my fortunes will ever after droop. Here cease more questions. Thou art inclined to sleep. Is a good dullness. Give it way. Thou canst not choose. Come, Ariel, I am ready for thee. Come.
All hail, great master! Brave sir, hail! I come to answer thy best pleasure, be it to fly, to swim, to dive into the fire, to ride on the curled clouds, to thy strong bidding, task Ariel and all her qualities.
Why, that's my brave spirit. Hast thou performed the tempest as I bade thee?
To every article. I, aboard of the king's ship, now on the beach, now in the waist, in the deck, in every cabin, I flamed amazement. Sometimes I divine, then meet and join. Oh, Jove's lightnings, the precursors of the dreadful thunderclaps, more momentary in sight outrunning were not. Oh, the fiery cracks of sulphurous roaring, the most mighty Neptune seemed to besiege and make his bold waves tremble, yea, and try and shake.
Why, that's my brave spirit. But who was it that was so firm, so constant, that this mortal coil would not infect his reason?
Not a soul. But felt a fever of the mad and played some tricks of desperation. The king's son Ferdinand, with hair upstaring, that like reeds, not hair, was the first man that leaped and cried, "Hell is empty and all the devils are here!"
But are they, was not this my shore?
Oh, close by, my master.
And are they safe?
Not a hair perished. On their sustaining garments, not a blemish, but fresher than before. And as thou badest me, in troops I have dispersed them about the isle. The king's son have I landed by himself.
And of the king's ship, and the rest of the mariners, how hast thou bestowed of them?
Safely in harbor is the king's ship. In the deep nook where once thou calledst me up at midnight to fetch dew from the still vexed Bermudes, there she stayed. The mariners, all under hatches stowed, who with a charm joined in their suffered labor, I have left asleep.
Ariel, thy charge exactly is performed. But there's more work to be done. What time of day is it?
Past the mid-season.
At least 2 glasses. The time twixt now and supper time must by both of us be spent most preciously.
Is there more toil? Since thou dost give me pains, let me remember thee what thou hast promised, which is not yet performed me.
How now, Moody, what canst thou demand?
My liberty?
Before the time be out, no more.
I prithee, remember I have done thee worthy service, told thee no lies, made thee no mistakings, served without or grudge or grumblings. Thou didst promise to bake me a full year.
Hast thou forgot what a torment I did find thee in?
I do not, sir.
Thou hast! And thinks it much to tread the use of the salt deep, to run upon the sharp north wind, to do me business in the veins of the earth when it's baked with frost?
I do not,
Thou
sir.
liest, malignant thing! Hast thou forgot the foul witch Sycorax, who with age and envy was grown into a hoop? Hast thou forgot her?
No, sir.
Thou liest! Thou knowest this foul witch, for mischiefs manifold and sorceries terrible, was banished to this island. Is this not so? Aye, this blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and was left by the sailors. And as thou sayest thyself, for then thou wast her servant, but being a spirit too delicate to enact her earthy and abhorrent commands, she did peg thee in a cloven pine, within which rift you rested 12 years, within which space she died and left thee there, venting thy groans as fast as mill wheels strike. Thou best know what a torment I did find thee in. Thy groans did make wolves howl, penetrate the breasts of ever angry beasts. It was a curse to lay upon the damned, which Sycorax again could not undo. It was my art, when I arrived on this island and heard thee, that made gate the pine and let thee out.
I beg thee, master!
If thou more murmurest, I'll rend thee an oak and peck thee in its entrails till thou hast howled away 12 winters.
Pardon, master! I will be correspondent to command and do my spiriting gently.
Do so. In 2 days I shall free thee.
There's my noble master. What shall I do? Say what shall I do?
Go. Make thyself like a nymph of the sea, subject to no sight but mine and thine, invisible to every eyeball else. Go take this shape, and hither come in it. Awake, dear heart, awake. Thou hast slept well.
The strangeness of your story did put heaviness in me.
Come, take it off. We must to Caliban, our servant, who never has kind word for us.
He is a villain, sir, I do not love to look upon.
But as yet, we cannot miss him. He fetches in our wood, builds our fires, does us other business which profits us. Come. Come, Caliban! Thou earth, thou, come forth! Speak!
There's wood enough within!
There's other business for thee! Come forth! Thou poisonous servant got by the devil himself and thy wicked dam! Come forth!
As wicked do, as ere my mother brushed with raven's feather from unwholesome fen, drop on you both, a southwest blow on ye, and bliss to you all o'er.
For this be sure, tonight thou shalt have cramps, side stitches, shall pen thy breath up, thou shalt be as pinched as thick as honeycomb, each pinch more stinging than the bees that made them.
I must eat my dinner. This island's mine, by Sycorax, my mother, which thou takest from me. When thou camest first, thou strokest me, madest much of me, wouldst give me water with berries in it, wouldst teach me how to name the bigger light, and how the less that burn by day and night, and then I love thee.
I pitied thee, with great pains to make thee speak. Each minute taught thee one new thing or other, when thou didst not know, savage, thine own meaning, but would gabble like a thing most brutish. I endowed thy purposes with words that made them known.
You taught me language, and my profit on it is I know how to curse. The red plague rid you for learning me your language. Well, I showed thee every quality of the island, the fresh springs, the brine pits, the barren places and fertile. Oh, cursed be I that did so. All the charms of Sycorax, beetles, toads, bats, light on you! For I am all the subjects that you have, which first was mine own king. And here you do stymie, whilst you do keep me from the rest of the island.
Thou liest! I used you, filth as thou art, with human care, and lodged thee in mine own cell, till thou didst seek to violate the honor of my child.
Would that it had been done! I'd have peopled else this island with Calibans!
Horrid creature, whom any prince of goodness wilt not take, being capable of all ill. Thy vile self, though thou didst learn, had that been into which good natures could not abide to be with. Therefore wast thou deservedly confined to this rock, which had deserved more than a prison.
Accede, hence. Fetch us in some wood, and thou art best to be quick about it. There's other business for thee. Shrugg'st thou, malice? If thou neglects or dost most unwillingly what I command, I shall fill thy bones with cramps, that beast shall howl at thy din.
Oh no! I'm privy. I must obey. His art is of such power.
So, hence.